Hello there, Leo. Welcome to your weekly read. Could be tuning in if you're a sun, moon, rising, or Venus sign in Leo. I forgot to mention through the other two reads, but we do have a watchman sitting in the corner listening. And it's none other than your favorite friend, Alan. Ali Alejandro! So, let's get into the four bodies of existence. I love my little Leo lions. Let's see what is coming up. Physical body of existence, overall energies for Leo this week is the Hanged Man reverse. So there's a slight energy where you'll sick of hanging around in the same energy, sick of waiting, but like someone stated recently to me, patience isn't like how good you can wait, it's how good of an attitude you have while you are waiting. So patience is the virtue this week for your Leo, but some of you are feeling a little bit trapped in your physical reality. You know, there may be some things that you've had to buy in the last week, 2 weeks, or even coming up this week. As you can see, the money falling from his hands. That's fine. Don't fall into lack consciousness. So just know God will supply. Move into that abundance consciousness. Whatever you put out will come back tenfold. So let's go into a coupled card here. Six of Autumn. There's the money. Kiwi, your success and prosperity have allowed you to pay off debts, acquire wise loans, or receive a grant or scholarship. In return for heaven's blessings, be sure to share the wealth with others through donations of time or money to reputable charities. So there you go. You may have had some things to buy this week or coming up. So it's fine. It'll come back around. You've got the angel feather above you, you know, in the soul star chakra. It's a part of your soul purpose. Everything that you're doing is in alignment. This too shall pass with the hangman in reverse. Patience, patience, patience. Let's move into the emotional body of existence for your Leo. Ooh. Okay, so it is Four of Swords. Look, you may be getting that weary feeling of when you're lying in bed, just like, is this my life? Is this what my life has turned out to be? Or you may have had sleep terrors, you may have had some night chills, maybe some weird dreams going on. The Schumann resonance is going off tap. However, you know, it is stability, and it's calming down. Your anxiety has calmed down. Look at how far you have come. For some of you, you're actually in need of a new bed, I'm seeing. You know, you're in need of a more comfortable mattress. You're not necessarily sleeping on the best type of bed. So there's Leo energy. We have inspiring, dramatic, ambitious, and wise. King of Spring. So now's your moment to step up to a leadership role. Don't back away from the spotlight, as your plans will be successful. So as long as you stay focused upon the big picture. So yeah, as Divine is stating, like, you know, there is this beautiful energy coming through. There is this fire. King of Spring is the King of Wands ultimately. You know, there is a lot of passion brewing, and I feel like it doesn't have anywhere to go. That's why we've got this coupled Four of Swords, you know, feeling kind of trapped in your bed. You contemplating, like, is this when my life has come to? Everything in divine timing, Leo, okay? Something big really is shifting, and you will get to exude that passion quite soon. But let's move into the mental body of existence. It is the Justice. So, well, first of all, if there's anything going on with the law, I just always say this when the Justice card comes out, if there's anything going on, yes, it's a Libra energy, anything going on with the law, anything in regards to waiting, time, you know, these are soul contracts for people, places, situations, and things, you know, that you may actually be focusing on too much, and that's why it feels like it's going so slow. So just release it. Focus on the King of Spring energy. Focus on the passion. Focus on that which brings you joy, and move towards those things this week, Leo. We have the Princess of Summer here. Sensitive, kind, open-hearted, and inexperienced, dear. You can expect to kindle a new romantic relationship or close platonic friendship. You may suddenly receive an emotional message from someone or be invited to a social event. Okay, so if you've been waiting on a message, or, you know, this week you're waiting on a message, it will come through. There is a soul contract here that is, you know, very intrinsically connected to your soul purpose. And, you know, this person brings the innocence out with the Deer card, you know, brings out your purity, your soul, your innocence. So all I can keep hearing throughout this reading, Leo, is everything in divine timing, everything exactly where it needs to be, even though, you know, you may be a little bit impatient in regards to your time, space, maybe location, maybe you're wanting to move or something. You know, everything is shifting. You may want to move homes, work, whatever, like. But romance coming in. There are soul contracts really being solidified this week, and you will receive clarity on that. 10 of Wands in the spiritual body of existence. So yeah, this compression that I'm feeling in the emotional body of existence from the Four of Swords, you know, when you're laying in your bed, there's a lot going on, you know, spiritually. You are a divine spiritual warrior. The fact that the 10 of Wands is in the spiritual body of existence, this suggests that, you know, you're actually doing a lot, you're working a lot in your sleep. If you wanted to book into a protection for TIs, that can always suffice, that can always help. However, you all know how to do this. You know, it's prayer, declarations, renunciations, I am affirmations, and visualization, really moving those energies until you are at a space of peace. But yeah, you're definitely being chucked with a lot of lesson tests and blessings that are kind of like coming to a head energetically before this flourishing, this shift in your reality happens. So we have the Four of Autumn coupling the 10 of Wands. So the squirrel coming through. Be cautious about living a life of extremes or seeing things in black and white terms. Consider, for example, whether you are spending too much versus hoarding your wealth, or giving too much emotionally versus building walls that keep people out. Yeah, so again, because we got this Six of Autumn and the Hanged Man there with all the money coming through, it's just tailing back around with the Four of Autumn. It does, again, represent four. It does represent stability, and I can see that that's your lesson and test and blessing recently in regards to energetic exchange. You've been quite focused, and nothing negative actually coming through. You've worked through it. You have been giving and receiving, following guidance in regards to finances and where you are giving and receiving in the physical. With all this spiritual, like, it's not necessarily spiritual warfare for y'all. Sometimes when the 10 of Wands comes out, it is. And the fact that it's in the spiritual body of existence, I'm surprised I'm not feeling that. It's a lot of energies, you know, releasing from the spiritual body of existence, which you can perceive as your nervous system. So, you know, some of y'all may have been dealing with, just say, sciatica, or, you know, weird nerve twitches and stuff like that. There's just a lot going on. This too shall pass, and you are about to flourish, Leo. So we have accepting challenges. Trust your inner resources. You know, you're an infinite being within, so no stress in regards to the money. You know, ultimately veer away from over expenditure. However, I don't feel like that's what you'll have been doing, even though it came up in the Four of Autumn. I feel like you'll have learnt that lesson, if you will. You've been moving through it quite efficiently. So accepting challenges, rise above time and space, pass by the world, and be to yourself your own world. Every time, Leo, we face a difficulty in life, it presents us with an opportunity to turn inward and invoke our own inner resources. For pure love that does not seek self-satisfaction, nothing is impossible. In fact, we develop strength when we endure difficult conditions. We feel an exhilaration of victory as we accept challenges by engaging our inner resources to overcome them. This is ultimately encapsulating the whole read of the energies, and it's putting in much better words than I ever could. So I'm grateful for that. If you are facing situations you know are critical to your success, Leo, but feel powerless to perform, it may be because you feel the challenges are beyond your abilities. Wisdom is guiding you to look beyond incidental events and not just react. The divine pearl embedded inside you will help you overcome any challenge life presents. Most of the greatest discoveries have emerged from despair, loss, and heartache. Dear Leo, you are gifted with mental resources such as determination, self-worth, and kindness that make you resilient. You are capable of coping with adversity and pushing through challenges in pursuit of opportunities. The seed of power lies in your ability to face a challenge, open the door to major breakthroughs, and leave nothing to chance. Dig deeply inside and use your strengths to solve any problem you face. So the mantra for you all this week, Leo, is I am turning to my inner resources to respond to whatever is taking place in my life. Thank you so much for tuning in this week, Leo. Sorry I'm a little bit late, and I'll see you all on the other side. Namaste. Amen.